If I told you that the vegetable you have right now in your refrigerator, the one you bought convinced it was the healthiest choice, could be putting extra strain on your kidneys without you realizing it, slowly bringing you closer to dialysis, you would probably think that sounds exaggerated. And I understand why. Today we are surrounded by messages about miracle foods, but almost no one warns you that, in certain people, what looks healthy can turn into a silent enemy. I want you to be very clear about something from the beginning. My intention today is not to scare you, but to help you. My goal is to give you a simple, practical, and straightforward guide so you can protect your kidneys through smart decisions. In this space, we are going to separate what truly benefits you from what can harm you. Today I'm going to show you 4 vegetables that act as a real shield for kidney function. And with that same clarity, I'm also going to point out 4 vegetables that, if your kidneys are already weakened, can represent a hidden risk. To understand this better, I want you to think about something I often explain in my office. Your kidneys work like the most advanced purification plant that exists. When they are healthy, they filter waste and minerals with ease, keeping your blood clean and balanced. The problem appears when that plant is no longer working at 100%. When it drops to 60 or even 40%, as happens in chronic kidney disease. At first, this condition progresses silently. You can lose a great deal of kidney function without feeling absolutely anything. And when filtering capacity declines, the kidneys can no longer handle the same load. Minerals like potassium, or substances such as oxalates, stop being manageable and become difficult waste to eliminate. That's where the problems begin. High potassium levels can cause dangerous heart rhythm disturbances. Oxalates, on the other hand, can form small crystals inside the kidneys, like tiny shards of glass that damage and block kidney tissue. That's why what you're going to learn today is so important. Because knowledge gives you back control, and that control starts with something as everyday as what you put on your plate. This is not about eliminating vegetables from your diet, not at all. It's about choosing wisely, about understanding what you're asking your kidneys to process every time you eat. That's why I invite you to stay with me until the end, because this information can truly mark a before and after in your kidney health. Let's start with the good news, with those allies that are truly on your side. The first 4 vegetables, the real heroes of your kidneys. I'm Dr. Gabriel Mina, and I welcome you to my channel. Here we talk about holistic health, longevity, and natural, very simple habits that help you maintain physical, mental, and emotional balance. So take note and share this with your family and friends to help them improve their health. We upload new videos every day, so subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive all updates. Before we continue, if you find this content valuable, a simple gesture like liking the video or sharing it helps this message reach more people who need it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and for taking care of your health. Now let's get into the topic. We're going to build your defense step by step. These are the vegetables I want you to see as allies, as true guardians of your kidney health. They are low in potassium, low in oxalates, and they also provide benefits that make your kidneys work easier. We start with hero number 1, cabbage. A simple, affordable food that is often underestimated. I consider cabbage a true natural shield against kidney inflammation, and I'll tell you why. The most important thing here is its very low potassium content. 1 cup of chopped cabbage provides only a minimal amount, which means your kidneys are not forced when filtering it. It's like giving that purification plant clean, easy-to-handle material. But its benefits don't stop there. Cabbage is a true natural pharmacy. It belongs to the cruciferous family, known for compounds that help reduce inflammation in the body. You don't need to memorize complicated names. Think of them as a team that comes in to calm the internal fire, because kidney disease, at its core, is a constant inflammatory process. These compounds protect the delicate structures of the kidneys. In addition, cabbage provides fiber and vitamin C. Fiber helps maintain a healthy gut, and this is key, because when the gut works well, fewer toxins are produced that the kidneys would otherwise have to eliminate. Vitamin C, meanwhile, acts as an antioxidant and protects kidney filters from premature aging. Now, how can you eat it in a way that's actually enjoyable? Forget about bland boiled cabbage. You can prepare it as a fresh salad, combining green and purple cabbage, a bit of grated carrot in moderation, and a simple dressing of olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and a touch of mustard. It's crunchy and refreshing. You can also quickly sauté it in thin strips with olive oil, garlic, and cumin, creating a tasty side dish with a slightly sweet note. Steamed cabbage is another excellent option. It softens without losing its properties and works very well as a base for low-sodium soups, adding it near the end to preserve its texture. Cabbage is not a cheap filler. It is a real therapeutic tool within everyone's reach. Now let's move on to hero number 2, red bell pepper. A colorful, sweet vegetable full of benefits. Red bell pepper is a powerful protector of kidney cells and one of the safest options when we talk about kidney health. Like cabbage, its main advantage is its low potassium content, which makes it a safe food for most people with impaired kidney function. It is also one of the richest sources of vitamin C available, even higher than many citrus fruits. This vitamin helps neutralize free radicals, those molecules that damage kidney cells. It also provides vitamin A and lycopene, antioxidants that help reduce inflammation. My favorite way to prepare it is roasted. You can roast it in the oven or directly over a flame until the skin darkens. Then cover it for a few minutes and the skin peels off easily. You get a soft, slightly smoky, sweet flesh. Perfect for salads or for making a safe sauce as an alternative to concentrated tomato. Raw, cut into strips, it's an excellent snack, and sautéed with onion and garlic it serves as a base for many dishes. Including red bell pepper in your diet is a concrete strategy to protect your kidneys cell by cell. And here I want to share something very brief with you. I remember a patient who came to my office extremely worried about his kidney tests. By making small adjustments, like including these appropriate vegetables and reducing the ones that didn't suit him, he managed to stabilize his values and, above all, regain peace of mind. Cases like this remind me every day that simple changes truly make a difference. And now we move on to hero number 3, zucchini. A discreet, versatile, and very gentle vegetable in the kitchen. I see it as a kind of internal rinse for the kidneys because it hydrates, cleanses, and supports the body without demanding too much. When the kidneys start to weaken, the body needs real support, not more strain. And one of the simplest ways to help them is by choosing vegetables that hydrate, reduce the filtering burden, and don't add minerals that are hard to eliminate. That's why we continue with our allies, because this is where part of the practical solution you can apply starting today comes in. Zucchini is one of the vegetables with the lowest potassium content, but its greatest strength is something else. Its extremely high water content, close to 95%. For kidneys that are already struggling to filter properly, good hydration is essential. Zucchini provides water naturally, helps dilute toxins, and makes it easier for the body to eliminate them with less effort. In addition, its fiber is soft, easy to digest, and non-irritating, which further reduces the workload on the kidneys. Think of zucchini as a breath of fresh air for a system that has been operating at its limit. Its neutral flavor is a huge advantage because it adapts to almost any preparation. You can make zucchini noodles using a spiralizer and quickly sauté them with garlic and olive oil, creating a light alternative to traditional pasta. You can also slice it, add a bit of olive oil and oregano, and bake it until tender and golden. It's a simple, tasty, and safe side dish. Grated zucchini works very well to add moisture to omelets or vegetable soups, providing nutrients without altering the flavor. For all these reasons, it is a truly kidney-friendly food. It hydrates, is low in problematic minerals, and adapts to your cooking without complications. Now we move on to hero number 4, cucumber. If zucchini is a gentle rinse, cucumber is a full hydration shower for your cells. Like the other allies, it is very low in potassium and sodium, which makes it safe even when kidney function is compromised. But its greatest virtue is its hydrating power. With more than 95% water content, eating cucumber is almost like drinking water, but with the added benefit of some vitamins. When the kidneys are weakened, maintaining fluid balance is not easy, and cucumber helps achieve this without adding extra strain to the filtering system. The best way to consume it is raw. Thin slices in a salad add freshness and a very pleasant crunch. Cucumber water is another excellent option. Simply add cucumber slices and a bit of mint to a pitcher of water and keep it in the refrigerator. It's a simple and elegant way to encourage yourself to drink more fluids throughout the day. You can also prepare a cucumber gazpacho as an alternative to the traditional tomato version. Peeled cucumber, green pepper, a bit of onion, garlic, olive oil, vinegar, and water. You get a cold soup that is light and kidney safe. Another practical idea is cucumber boats. Cut it lengthwise, remove the seeds, and fill it with chicken or tuna salad in moderate portions. Cucumber is simple, and that is where its greatness lies. It refreshes, hydrates, and supports your kidneys without demanding almost anything from them. So now you know your 4 great allies: cabbage, red bell pepper, zucchini, and cucumber. With them, you have a true arsenal of vegetables that are safe, nutritious, and protective. In my practice, I remember a patient who suffered from constant fluid retention. He didn't understand why, since he ate healthy. After reviewing his diet and replacing some problematic vegetables with options like zucchini and cucumber, he noticed relief within a few weeks. It wasn't magic, it was choosing better and giving his kidneys a break. Now, here comes a very important part. It doesn't help much to build a strong defense if we leave the back door open. You already know your allies, but you also need to know who the hidden enemies are. Vegetables that have a reputation for being healthy, but that may be undermining your efforts without you realizing it. Some of them may surprise you, because you probably eat them thinking they are doing you good. Let's clarify something fundamental before continuing. These vegetables are not poison. For a person with healthy kidneys, they are very nutritious. The problem is not the food itself, but the difficulty a diseased kidney has in processing high concentrations of certain minerals. When kidney capacity is reduced, these vegetables represent an overload that, over time, accelerates damage. That's why, if there is chronic kidney disease, knowing this list is essential. We start with villain number 1, spinach. For many, the ultimate symbol of healthy eating. However, for delicate kidneys, spinach can become a true silent bomb for 2 clear reasons: its high potassium content and its oxalates. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach can provide more than 800 milligrams of potassium, and in some cases come dangerously close to 1500. To give you a reference, many kidney patients are advised not to exceed 2000 milligrams of potassium in an entire day. In other words, with just 1 serving of spinach you could consume more than half of your daily limit. When the kidneys cannot eliminate potassium properly, it builds up in the blood, causing hyperkalemia, a condition that can trigger serious heart rhythm disturbances. And that's not all. Spinach is also extremely rich in oxalates. In a weakened kidney, these bind to calcium and form crystals. Imagine small sharp fragments, like ground glass, passing through the microscopic ducts of the kidneys. This causes blockages, inflammation, and direct damage to kidney tissue. Because of this double burden, very high potassium and oxalates, spinach should be eliminated or consumed only in very small amounts and very occasionally when kidney function is compromised. A safer alternative is romaine lettuce or arugula in moderate quantities. They are much lower in these compounds and work very well as a base for salads. We continue with villain number 2, Swiss chard. It is a close relative of spinach and shares practically the same problems. Many people choose it thinking it is a safer option, but for the kidneys it is almost trading one risk for another. Swiss chard contains between 380 and 550 milligrams of potassium per 100 grams. Although slightly less than spinach, it is still a high amount. A generous portion can quickly put you in a risk zone. In addition, like its cousin, Swiss chard is very rich in oxalates, almost at the same level as spinach. This means it poses the same danger of forming crystals that damage the internal structure of the kidney. I have seen patients who, with the best intention of taking care of themselves, replaced spinach with Swiss chard believing they were making a positive change, when in reality they were putting their kidneys under very similar stress. If you feel that your kidneys are no longer responding the same way, that you retain fluids, or that your lab results are starting to change, today you can learn how to protect them better through very concrete food choices. Let's keep moving forward with practical solutions to care for your kidneys and prevent further deterioration. When we talk about safe options, we return to our great ally number 1, cabbage. Prepared in strips and lightly sautéed with garlic and a touch of paprika, it becomes a flavorful dish with good texture and, most importantly, with a minimal load of potassium and oxalates compared to other vegetables. It is a smart choice for kidneys that need relief, not overload. Now we move on to villain number 3, one that often confuses many people because of its good reputation: beets. Their intense color speaks of antioxidants, and it's true that they contain them, but when the kidneys are weakened, caution is essential. Just 1 cup of cooked beets can provide more than 500 milligrams of potassium, an amount that easily disrupts the balance a diseased kidney needs to maintain. The problem worsens with beet juice, which is so popular today. In a single glass, the potassium of several beets is concentrated, turning it into a real bomb for the kidneys. In addition, although it does not reach spinach levels, beets also contain oxalates in sufficient quantity to promote crystal formation if consumed frequently. Here we clearly see how health advice that is good for a healthy person can be harmful for someone with kidney disease. If you're looking for that slightly sweet flavor and an attractive color on your plate, a much safer alternative is carrot. It has a more manageable potassium content, as long as portions are controlled, and it is low in oxalates. Roasted, it's delicious. And to add color and intense flavor, our hero red bell pepper once again becomes an excellent option. We arrive at villain number 4, perhaps the most deceptive because it appears in countless dishes: tomato in its concentrated forms, such as sauces, purees, or ketchup. A fresh tomato in small amounts may be tolerated, but the problem arises when it is concentrated. To make a sauce, many tomatoes are used, the water is removed, and the minerals become extremely concentrated. A single cup of tomato sauce can exceed 900 milligrams of potassium, an amount similar to 2 cups of spinach. Think about how many daily dishes contain tomato sauce: pasta, pizza, stews. It slips into the diet almost unnoticed and hits the kidneys directly. Added to this is the fact that tomatoes also contain oxalates. I have seen people in my practice who avoid certain foods out of fear of potassium, but consume large plates with tomato sauce believing it is healthy, without knowing that the impact can be just as bad or worse. The good news is that you don't have to give up red sauces. Here, red bell pepper comes to the rescue again. You can prepare a tomato-free sauce by roasting red peppers, peeling them, and blending them with sautéed onion, garlic, a bit of cooked carrot for sweetness, and herbs. The result is a rich, flavorful sauce that is very low in potassium. It's a change that, from my experience, your kidneys truly appreciate. Let's now make a clear summary. On the team of allies for your kidneys are cabbage, red bell pepper, zucchini, and cucumber. These are your safest options. In the group of foods you should avoid or strictly limit if your kidney function is compromised are spinach, Swiss chard, beets, and concentrated tomato. I also want to give you a very valuable tool, especially useful for vegetables that fall into a gray zone, such as potatoes or carrots. It's about cooking to reduce potassium. The technique combines soaking and double cooking. First, peel the vegetable and cut it into small pieces to increase surface contact with water. Then soak it in plenty of warm water for 2 to 4 hours, changing the water halfway through if possible. That water is discarded because part of the potassium has been removed there. Next comes double cooking. Place the pieces in clean water, boil them for a few minutes, discard that water, and then add fresh water to finish cooking. With this method, potassium can be reduced by up to 50%. It's not the fastest process, but it is effective and allows you to broaden your diet more safely. Of course, don't forget the other pillars of kidney care. Reduce salt and ultra-processed foods, drink the amount of water your doctor has recommended, and always work alongside your nephrologist and nutritionist. They will adapt these recommendations to your specific case. In my practice, I have seen many patients improve their stability simply by making these adjustments. I especially remember a man in his early 60s who came in very worried about his kidney values. By changing these key vegetables and applying the double cooking technique, within a few months he managed to slow the deterioration and feel more energetic. Stories like this remind me that these changes really do make a difference. My goal today is not for you to fear food, but to give you the knowledge to eat with confidence and intention. The most powerful tool to care for your kidneys is something you use several times a day: and that is your fork. Every choice matters. Every time you choose red bell pepper instead of tomato sauce, or cabbage instead of spinach, you are taking a real step toward extending the life of your kidneys. If this content is helping you, I sincerely invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and share this video with someone who needs it. We publish new videos every day, designed to support you and give you clarity. Leave me a comment as well. I love reading you and knowing how you are applying these tips in your life. Before we say goodbye, let's take a moment to thank God for life, for the opportunity to learn, and for the gift of being able to care for our bodies with greater awareness. Gratitude also heals and reminds us that we can always improve. Here on Dr. Gabriel Mina's channel, we are very happy to contribute to your health, help you improve habits, and accompany you on this journey. Tomorrow there will be a new video especially created for you, and I would love for us to meet again. Take care of your kidneys, take care of your life, and thank you for trusting us.